Aloha, malo, lava, soifua. There, live my tato. Hope you can hear me. Okay, YouTube is working. Yeah. Uh, just a moment, please. Yeah, te aloha lava. Mai o tō, le nei a fiafi. Wa mai oi, I'm mai sio a inga. How's your family? Kisi lava for kisi masi a. Very busy Christmas. Yeah, a fio maya, fio maya, a fio maya, so maya. Welcome to our webinar. So I'm excited to have you all here. And as you probably do know my story, right? And you'll probably see me post here a few times. And we've posted this last week, about the webinar that we're doing. So excited for this because if you have always wanted to learn Samoan, this is it. This is the chance, okay? So weird way of speaking Samoan, how to ethically knock it off in 60 minutes. Speak Samoan with accuracy, not fluency. It's not the other way around. People talk about fluency, but it's not. So our point of difference at Secular Fat Samoan or Speak Samoan for absolute beginners is the accuracy. Accuracy first, and then from accuracy to fluency. That's really important. And so welcome again. So my name is Lonnie, so Lonnie Levy, and I run the school, online school. We'll be going around for about, I think it's close to 4 years now. We've hosted challenges, we've hosted free challenges, masterclasses, and our purpose is our vision really is to help people to learn to speak Samoan and for them to do it themselves without the headaches, right? Relying on family members, right? When they're busy, right? We all know that, right? Aunties and uncles are busy, right? Do you agree with me? Of course they are. This time of the year, maybe you're feeling a bit nervous, right? You got a Christmas occasion that you're going to attend, and what do you say in Samoan? How do you say this? How do you say that? Well, you'll come to the right place. We can help you with that as long as you stay with us for the next 57 minutes somewhere where we will show you our way, our framework of doing it. So if you're born in New Zealand or Australia and you've never spoken, you've heard it, you're every time you speak, it comes out wrong. You try and string a sentence, it just comes out funny. You look at your books, you get headaches, right? And you don't know which tenses to start off with. People giving you lectures. This is it, right? Save your hassle, driving, night classes, spending hours of explanations with aunties and uncles or cousins, and with us here, right? And for those who don't have the budget to go to Samoa, we hear that, right? Cousins tell us, hey, you should head to Samoa, you can learn it. And I agree. But this is it. Many of us, right, don't have that, don't have the budget to do so, right? And especially with times like this, right? And people go, oh, the only way to learn Samoan is to go to Samoa. Well, I'm here to tell you, you can do it right at your home with your family, right? And you can save that till later on, right? So you can do it anywhere. I mean, we've had people who learn to speak Samoan, not just in Samoa, but in New Zealand and Australia, right? And that's the thing. You got to start with yourself. You got to start with you and where you are and your inner circle. So, the language itself has no boundary. So you can learn to speak it wherever you are. Of course, it's important. Of course, it will help if you go to Samoa, of course. And we've had a student who jumped on one of our challenges and she asked the question, will this help me? Will I actually learn to speak when I go to Samoa? And I hadn't done so. I said, yeah, go and figure out, go and see if it does. And she did. And she was amazed that it did. She reported back to the class and said, hey, it actually came back, everything that you taught in the course worked. And I think, I didn't know what to say. I said, yeah, you're welcome, So again, if you're born in New Zealand or Australia, or if you want to reconnect with your culture, that's the important thing, because once you speak Samoan, right, you reconnect with your values. It's not just speaking, because when you speak a language, your values come alive. And what I noticed is that when I started speaking it, these values that I hadn't been connected with came back, the values of alofa, aloalo, and all that came back to our service. And I was like, wow, So it's not just speaking the language; it's reconnecting with your values, which are dormant, because they will come out. And then from there, it's just revival with yourself, and then you passing it on to your kids. So again, welcome everybody to the webinar. And it's going to be fun. Let's take you through. So my journey, as you probably do know, like many of your journeys, right? And hopefully the Manu Samoa will do well in our next World Cup. Even though I'm a rugby league fan, I still have hope in Manu Samoa. And that's the thing, right? When it comes to doing things, conquering or doing well in things, we got to go through some struggles, and sometimes we go through our own struggles of trying to learn it. So for me, I used to learn long lists of words, and I'm trying to look for my dictionary here. Long lists of words, and I used to go through it. I used to write it up on paper like this, and write, and memorize it. And I just forgot, And then the next part was to somehow magically say that, but every time I said it, came out wrong. And then, I used to have cousins say, hey, read the Bible. If I tell it to speak, yeah, it will help you. Try doing that. It was a whole different language, And I got lost, and I heard my Samoan born Samoan family say, hey, read the Bible. And it's because they were raised in doing it in their home countries, right? In Samoa. And there's nothing against that. Maybe it's itchy, but that's fine. And for me, it just didn't help, right? Not to say that the Bible is wrong; it's the word of God, but it was just the how people do it. But you can. That was the thing, running over lectures, and it was painful. I just didn't know what to do. And cousins used to, people, and I remember my auntie and uncle one time telling me, I was young and they were in the corner, and I remember them saying, "Oh, I feel sorry, Talafay." Yeah, Lonnie, eh? Well, I feel sorry for Lonnie. He can't even understand, nor can he speak the language. And the thing with many Samoan, overseas-born Samoans, and overseas-born Americans, Alaskans, Australians, or wherever you may be, right, or Russia, right, we understand, but we can't speak, and that's the thing. So yeah, stay with me. My promise is at the end of this webinar here, you will say a conversation, at least a conversation. So stay with me and stay to the end, because we will talk to you more about the concordance and how it will help you to remember vocabulary faster. So yes, my story goes back to about 3-4, close to 4 years ago. And so my daughter asked me, Lonnie, Dad, can you speak Samoan? I looked at her, what an answer. She asked the same question again. She asked the same question. I didn't answer it. It wasn't until my wife said, oh, if you can't speak Samoan, you're not Samoan, right? I thought, wow, geez, also for the ika, right? Also for the ika means my anger, my Samoan anger came through, and I was like, it's now or never. So I channeled all that energy into learning to speak Samoan. So, and then my cousin of mine from Australia, her name's Lita Mehi, I'm sure she won't mind me saying her name. She said to me, cousin, you have the tools. And I kind of thought, what does she mean? I have the tools, the physical tools. Can't even fix a thing. And I thought, yeah, I do have the tools. I actually been a senior lecturer at MIT in Otara, and I've taught and I've delivered at conferences. I'm a qualified lecturer, and assistant professor at one time. And I thought, wow, I think I'd actually do it. So I decided to take it on myself to learn to speak Samoan. And so I did. And so I studied how Samoans would say things, because I needed to say it correctly, right? Because every time I spoke to my mum, she used to pay me up and say, no, I don't speak at all. And I studied the vocabulary, and I studied the grammar as well. And after about 3 months or 2 months solid of studying it, I decided to test it on the greatest critic, my mum. Because every time I spoke to her, she just made fun of me. She says things like "talofa," man. She goes "talofa," and then it would just revert back to English every time. And so I went on the phone call with Mum and started speaking just to see. And what seemed like 5 minutes was 30 minutes of me re-speaking Samoan. It came out, and she was speaking Samoan to me. And I think one main thing that she kind of got my mum was, wow, actually, my son has actually done the homework and he kind of sounds okay. And she didn't mock me. And most mums, right? Oh, not most. I'm trying to, but my mum's pretty hard. And so that was it. At the end of the conversation, I was like, man, at the age of 44, I've been able to learn to speak Samoan with my mum. And when I was speaking, the connection, the values came out. And the last time I spoke Samoan was when I was 4 years old. Probably similar to my son over here. It was like that grin on my face when I thought, man, yeah, actually, I do have the tools. And that's what got me. And so from there, I thought, wow, there could be other people out there that I could share this with and see. And so we've had over hundreds of students join us, and where we've been able to help them to learn to speak Samoan with confidence. So struggles, of course, everybody has struggles, right? What do people say, internally too, all these sorts of struggles, I'm in New Zealand, I'm not in an environment where everybody's speaking Samoan. And that's not the thing. The question is, how do you maintain your language? If you live in Timbuktu, how do you maintain your language? YouTube, get on the phone, jump on Zoom lessons, right? There's many ways to maintain your language, not just, I live in Siberia and that's it, might as well just give up and learn Russian. Privet, kaktala, hello, how are you? Look, it really doesn't matter where you are. You can actually learn to speak Samoan in Timbuktu, Peru, or Texas, or Sydney, or Waipa up in North Queensland, or even in Dunedin. You can learn to speak wherever you are. So whatever your struggles you have, or excuses perhaps that you've got, you can learn to speak it. And of course, it was the obstacle, right? There were many obstacles, of course. And for me, one of the most important things was my faith in Jesus Christ. All right. He helped me a lot. So Jesus doesn't just revive your life. He is life, and life, he gives life. And one way he does it is through reviving your language, right? In every aspect as well. Thank you, Jesus. So the experience and the opportunity, right? It came. I thought, wow, this is actually working. I've actually jumped on the phone with Mum, and she hasn't paid me up or said anything bad. Let's just tell other people about this. And so, as I probably told you, 21 years, after 21 years of trying to learn it, going to night school in New Zealand, just didn't work, where teachers used to just talk for ages. Teacher talking time would kill you, and I had to learn the hard way. Would you like to know? I mean, this is probably like you, right? Would this be like you? If you've been struggling, right, this is probably why. Justify your reasons, right? Allay your fears, then you throw rocks, and then you confirm your suspicions, right? Oh, maybe you say, oh, I'm half Samoan, right? I can't speak Samoan. I don't sound Samoan. Yeah, I live in Invercargill, or I live in wherever, where there's no Samoans around. And so you allay your fears with that. You try and fight against it. You look at yourself in the mirror. You know you're Samoan. You know you're Palangi, but you don't. You confirm your suspicions. I can't because I'm 50% Samoan and 50% Palangi. And so, therefore, it just goes on and on. You can learn to speak Samoan if you're Palangi or if you're Samoan, or if you're half and half. My kids are Thai Samoan, Kiwis, right? I love learning all three languages as long as you're positive about it. If you're negative about it, then goodbye, right? But here, be positive. The hard way, right? And it's the same thing for you, right? I mean, what have you been forced to do for the past years? You brought a lot of dictionaries, right? Have you? Yes or no? How much has that cost you? $100? How much time has it cost you? A lot of time, right? A lot of time. How about the books? How much money have you spent on books? $100 maybe? How about 200? All right. Worksheets too? Maybe you got them on Google, Googling them. How about church sermons, right? Sitting through church sermons and perhaps trying to memorize the words there. Has that helped you? Has that helped you a single bit? Right? Of course it does. It gives life. The pastor is preaching to you, right? Message is there. All right. That's a good thing. But is it really helping you in terms of helping you to learn to speak? How about dads and mums lectures or aunties and uncles who are not paying enough attention? They say they help you, right? And then next minute, they give up or throw a tantrum and tell you, you spent how many hours? How much money? It's an exaggeration, 100,000 hours, but probably more like 100 hours of time going around Googling, asking, and nobody's helping you, right? So going to show you, would you like to know, we've got these 3 ways, and I will tell you, I won't say I could be, I'm confident to say that I will be your last teacher, right? Wouldn't you like that? Not having to do it again, wouldn't you want to learn how to do it yourself, to speak someone? Wouldn't you like that? Of course you would. This is the last chance. And this is probably the most amazing offer that we'll have, apart from every other offer. We've combined everything into this one here. So we've got 3 codes here, and these will help you to learn to speak Samoan. And again, it's not fluency. That's the thing. People get it wrong. In order to be fluent, you must be accurate, right? And again, as I said before, you don't have to be in Samoa to learn to speak it, right? You're busy, you got families, you got kids looking after, right? You got bills to pay, right? Do it at the comfort of your home. Night classes, don't worry about that. Do it at the comfort of your home with us, right? So we've got 3 codes here. Would you like to know what these 3 codes are? And these ones will help you unlock your potential of speaking Samoan for good, right? Okay. Let's have a look. Code number 1. Okay, you're probably saying, this is me at MIT here. Every time I speak, I say it wrong. Okay, right? Maybe you've been practicing it, and every time you say it, or you don't want to say it, you don't want to make a mistake. It comes out wrong. And so you give up, right? It's like that cycle, you say it wrong, talofa, and then they make fun of you and laugh at you, right? I mean, how does it make you feel? Bad? Silly? Wouldn't you want to say it correctly? Of course you would. The key thing here is phonics. It's the sounds, and we cover this in our challenge, and we'll give you this once you jump on. It's called the 7 codes, and it's all about phonics. And the thing is that what our people tend to do, or what courses generally try to do, is I got these whole conversations where people are just reading out, hey, read this, and there's a lot of memorization, which works kind of, but it doesn't. Because what it does is that it focuses on this big picture and misses the accuracy. That's the thing. With us, getting it right starts off with phonics. You need to sound right to speak right. Does that make sense? Would you want to sound right to speak right? Yes or no? Of course you would, because then you respect the language. People know that you're doing your best. And sekia oi means you're all good to go, right? Because it's the same with me. I wanted to really know how Samoans actually spoke, and it was around the pronunciation. I did a lot of research around that because I knew my mum. Because every time I spoke to her, she'd pay me out. But this time when I studied it, she actually said, oh, son is actually he's actually done his homework. So this is it for you. You don't have to go to aunties and uncles or anyone. I'm not saying that your aunties and uncles are wrong. They're used as the great resources. Use them as resources. Here, once you jump on the program, we'll show you the how, to show you the what here, what it looks like. So would you like to know how long it takes to improve your pronunciation? Would you like to know? It takes, for some, 3 days, 7 to 21, right? And the thing is, when you start to sound right, you start, that confidence oozes through. That comes through. And this is a major step, because then everybody's going, holy crap, I'm starting to sound right. And they record themselves. I said, record yourself and compare what you did on from day 1 to day 7. So you hear the difference. And they'll go, man, yes, I did. Yeah, there you go then, right? You did it yourself, right? I just showed you the how, right? And man, and then they go and teach their kids, So the key into saying it correctly is phonics, the sounds. And there's a particular way that we do it, It's not lecture-based, because I hate lectures. If you want a language teacher, and I'm a trained language teacher, university language teacher, it's more interactive, where the teacher and the student speaks. So it's not TTT, teacher talking time. It's always a teacher and student. It's a 60% teacher, 40% student. So it's a good balance here. And so, yeah, pronunciation, of course. What happens outside of your comfort zone? Of course. Wouldn't you like to know when you start to sound right on day 3 or day 4? What happens, right? People start to hear, Start to hear, right? Man, look at Johnny. Oh, man, she's really doing it. Wow. She sounded crap last year, but I love how she's sounding now, right? Maybe you should do the course that she's doing, right? What, and you're probably saying, oh, I need to get the accent right. Sorry, what accent, right? It really doesn't matter where you speak, right? Stick with us. We'll show you how. So we show you the how once you jump on, and then you can use our framework, our 7 codes, which is our 7 tips for pronunciation. And then once you got that, then you got all these libraries. You got your aunties and uncles. You go, oh, this is how she's saying it. I know why. Don't tell them why, because they'll give you a lecture and it won't work. So we do it all for you. We save a lot of headache for you in this run here. Okay, so, and again, important. Code number 2, can't construct a sentence. I mean, that's the issue, right? I can't string a sentence. I can't string a conversation, and people are taking single words and trying to string a sentence. And so they'll go, the word, right? They don't know a word. And they open the dictionary, they look at the meaning, then they close it, and somehow, magically, hallelujah, the words come out. The sentence comes out. It doesn't work like that. It doesn't work like that. Why should you learn it in phrases? Because it's chunking, okay? I bet you nobody's told you that. It's chunking. You chunking, basically, it's like taro, palusami, fati, right? Together, it goes together, right? Can't take the one, separate out, because you're just, it tastes better together. So when it comes to learning or chunking, memory, you want to put the whole thing in instead of just separating the whole thing. It's like fixing a car, right? You can't just take your bits and pieces. You got to put them all together. So same as learning in phrases. Mistake or an error. That's the difference you need to make. You need to make mistakes. What is an error? Right? What's the difference between the two? We show you more in the program. Right? And the phrases is key. There's a lot of phrases out there. And it just depends, because you don't want to get overwhelmed, right? You don't want to get overwhelmed. So single sentences are good, but sometimes as a beginner, not that great for beginners. And as soon as you get advanced, okay, you become better. Just gonna explain about this. So, you're probably thinking, oh yeah, I've got a long list of words, and then you try and take a word and put another word with that, and then you try and translate a word in English, and you maybe translate it again. And this is the other issue, right? I've had people who do this, they try and explain to me, I look at them and go, man, they translate like forever translate. And what will happen is that you will have a mismatch. There will be a mismatch in the meaning, and you'll get stuck. You won't find a meaning. You'll just, shrug your head, I know who you are, right? Actually, we've got 1 or 2 students in my challenge at the moment that think like that. They don't know the meaning. They get confused. They get angry, and they go, "Oh, and that's it." And the thing is, it's not that. You just need to learn that word in that particular context, and that because there's no other word in that language in English, right? It could be an association, but if you get stuck on that, you end up being a grammar translation teacher. That was the same old method 50 years ago. It's going back old school. Generally, what's happening today, you get teachers who are doing grammar this, grammar that, and it doesn't work. Doesn't work. Okay, there you go. So, and the thing with constructing sentences is it helps you with your speaking. Once you construct these sentences, then the accuracy comes through. And not all phrases, as I said before, not all phrases are useful, right? Because you'll get overwhelmed. We'll show you the ones that you should learn, right? Cool. Number 3, here we go. Books, endless books. Going through all the books and going, oh yeah, awesome. Yeah, chapter 1, chapter 2, chapter 3, chapter 4, yeah. And then you get mind-boggling. I can't tell the difference with all the tenses, mind-boggling. You go, what's the difference between this, that? You want to ask a kid that, a grade 1 student that, right? Or a year 1 student that, right? They'll go look at you, go, I don't know what you mean. That's the old grammar translation. 50 years ago, I can't believe my people are still thinking like this, right? You Google that down, grammar translation. Now, to a certain extent, it's important, it applies. But if you want to learn to speak, grammar translation doesn't work. You need to speak it. Speak. Just listen and repeat after me. Talofa, your turn. Okay. Talofa lava, your turn. All right. Oa mai oi, your turn. Oa mai oi. Did you speak? You did, didn't you? And take remember a lecture I was in South Auckland at a night class, and no one said a word at the, he just said the lecture, the teacher at the end just said, yeah, te lava, no, thank you for the opportunity. Yeah, that was it. Nobody spoke anything. I was like, oh man, you're supposed to, okay, I felt sorry for him, but let's get to the point anyway. So do you want to know how to knock it off in time? And there's a difference, right? Because not all tenses, I'll get some students going, oh, what's the difference between oleam and this, or which tense should I learn? Now, not all tenses not all tenses should be jammed into your head, or you shouldn't go this tense or that tense, because there's a particular way. We'll show you more. This is second language acquisition. So you can Google that and find out. So cool. Mind-boggling, you're thinking, you're not going to just write it down. Of course, there's writing it down, right? Which is important, because the more you write, okay, the better you get. But you got to watch out, because then it becomes passive knowledge. And passive knowledge leads to language death. So what you need to do is to activate it, right? And speak, as I just showed you before. Speaking is really important. And most lessons today are really focused on the lecture base, where it's just creating more receptive bilinguals. What I mean by receptive bilinguals, people who understand language but cannot speak it. We need more speakers of the language. We need more teachers who teach students to speak, not teach students to hear and don't speak. That is totally wrong. We need more teachers to teach students how to speak and speak with them, not just speak at them, speak together in the classroom, because it ain't working, right? The stats are very similar in New Zealand, right? 50% of someone born in New Zealand, born in New Zealand cannot speak, which is not too bad. The other half, okay. But we can do better than that, right? Would you like to know the time to knock it off? Of course you would. And let it pass you by. So, by the end of this speak with accuracy, right? With Psalm 1, right? You would, with all this relief taken off your shoulders, right? I go through this pronunciation and the vocabulary and the tenses, right? A massive release, and it's all under about an hour and a half. When I show you all of this to save you hours of lecture, there will be a massive release, tension going on. End of this program, you will speak to someone with accuracy like never before. Would you like to do that? Of course you do. Got the new year coming up ahead. This is your opportunity. Our vision at Secular Whātua Samoa is to see every overseas born speak Samoan. I don't care about kākala whāngau i Samoa. O ke kia mo kākala whāngau i New Zealand, Australia, America, Hawaii. You know, I care about those people. I'm not to say that I don't care about people in Samoa, but that is our vision. We thank God for this opportunity. God, who's been really helpful in this program. It's been some obstacles, of course. But wouldn't you want to know that? To have the pressure release, all those lectures thrown out, you know, saving all that time traveling to like classes. Wouldn't you want to know that? Right? All that stress, you know. You need to learn it once and for all and passing it on to your kids so you can pass it to the next generation. Would you like to know that? Of course. What's getting in the way? Nothing. So le mea a tōstek. This is me in Samoa College. With the Speak Samoan Accuracy program, you receive professional one-on-one with me. So this is pronunciation, helping you out with that. Would you like to know that? To sound correct? Yes. Without the headaches, right? Also, you get the expert advice on how to excel at your vocabulary. You'll learn the 10 phrases, the 10 words that will help you construct more than 100 sentences with ease. Save you the headache going through dictionaries. Don't do that. Okay, so we show that and so you do that. So pronunciation, 7 codes, right? Also, Seku vocabulary phrases step by step, right? How to learn vocabulary faster. So you've got the pronunciation, vocabulary, it's mad. Once you got that, you'll be stringing sentences with ease without tenses, right? So professional one-on-one feedback is pronunciation 1,197. That's the 21-day challenge. Of how these challenges since 2021, I think it is, January, when kind of COVID came through. You also get the vocabulary secret code for 2,297, right? All the vocab that you need. You know, you can dust off all those dictionaries, 2,297. Also, seek your vocabulary phrases step by step. Of course, it's included a part of that. And the grammar advice on how to accelerate your grammar, okay? Not all tenses, 3,997. Okay, this is it. This is it. And if you're thinking of starting from the beginning, this will help you with General Samoan, Everyday Samoan, Standard Samoan, and even Launga. That's the part where I'm at now. After 3 years learning, I'm up to Launga at the moment. And it's, man, Launga is fun because Launga is all about you. Dr. Mayava, I think, Sadat Mayava, his book, I recommend his book. Let me get it, probably see the other side. No, but he does an awesome job. Sadat, you should get his book. Really great book for beginners. He has done a marvelous job, especially for New Zealand born. Dr. Mayava, Dr. Sadat, Jai Lava okay, Lava Fionga. Thank you for your dedication and helping people like us to learn to speak Launga. And there's things here that I'm showing you. This will actually help you to master Launga. And great book by Dr. Sadat. He does an awesome job. If you ever have him as a teacher, let me know. I've never met the guy, but he's man. He's humble watching him do his work. Okay, so approximately all for approximately 9,997 New Zealand dollars. Okay, there's more value to that, right? We're learning to speak your language. This has to be the best present you could give someone is their language. The best present you could give someone is their language. Did I say that again? The best present you could give someone is their language. Best present you can give yourself is your language. And you're not just learning for yourself, because you'll be passing that me alofa, right? Me sina, right? Samoa, give the treasure Samoa to your kids who will pass it on to their kids. There's more value than that. 9,997. I've charged a lot for this course. I charged 1,500. Zan, who's one of our students, knows this. All right, this is it. What you want to know? What you want to stop all those endless? What you want to know? Of course. Today, for the next 24 hours, today, all for 379 New Zealand, probably like 279 US, payment options available. Okay, probably not. There's more value to that. More value. So it's 379 New Zealand dollars. It's a 70% discount, people. And this offer will end in the next 24 hours. Okay, I'll leave it up to here until Christmas Eve. All right, Jesus is about to be born. I'll leave it up to there. Save all that headache going to Samoa. How much you better go to Samoa from where you are? Maybe $400, $500. I mean, $379. Come on. You buy watches, you buy what? Netflix? Come on. More value to that. $379. When you pay in the next 24 hours, you would get a whole year's of Zoom lessons free. Intermediate classes. These classes will help you to speak with accuracy. So you gotta spend some time with me as a beginner for about a month or two, just a month or less than that. And then we'll put you on to our intermediate classes with one of our teachers from Samoa. She's awesome, doing a fantastic work with our students. So when you pay in the next 24 hours, that's 379 New Zealand dollars. We will get a whole year's of Zoom lessons free in our intermediate classes. Okay, so jump on that. Of course, you'll be able to get rid of dictionaries, clickbooks, worksheets, cancel all those evening classes, YouTube audio channels. Would you want to know that? Would you be able to want to do that? Yeah. If you don't say yes, you don't know what you will become, right? Or you keep on producing your results by yourself. Are you happy with the same results? How much does it cost you not to take action if you don't say yes? Many of you are, right, being given your makai titles, right, from your families. This is your time to take it on. Take it on. You're next in line. You're next in line. This is you. How much is it costing you not to take action if you don't say yes now? I'm going to leave this offer until this Sunday, Christmas Eve, and we'll be taking this down, all right? Because you're producing the same results, aren't you? You listen to your auntie and uncle talk for 24 hours trying to explain to you, right? Are they losing patience? Yes or no? Of course. If you don't say yes, you don't know what you will become. It's time that you took a stand, right? And by taking a stand, you're saying that your Samoa, your language, your culture, your family is important because there's no other time other than now. Our vision is to see every overseas born speak Samoan. Of course, I have to get paid to do this. I'm currently a volunteer missionary teacher. This is what helps me with my work. Of course, I get paid for this. No, I'm not funded. God bless me with this so I can show you. You go to the doctor, right? Of course. Gives you the same advice. You watch Netflix, of course. I've told you those. Okay, you go to the wall, you go to Woolworths, you buy food, you go to physio if you've injured your shoulder. It's the same thing here. Right? I've taught for over 22 years now, 23 years, universities, polytechnics, or TAFE, and language instructor, university qualified teacher, currently teaching elementary kids and secondary as well. So I've taught the whole shebang, done it all, and I can help you produce some good results. So again, for that price, only 379 New Zealand, about 297 maybe, somewhere, US. When you pay in the next 24 hours, you will get a whole year's of Zoom Lesson 3 and much more. Okay. Concordance. I'll be surprised if people knew this. In order to learn a word or phrase, you need to remember them in phrases. All right? Then you need to read 10 ways it is used. Then, yes, read it in 10 different situations so that you can maintain the word in your long-term memory, not just your short-term memory. There you go. Don't just rely on dictionaries. We show more about that in our course. Testimonials. David says, I've been looking for a tutor that enables me to learn the language of my ancestors from the comfort of my own home. This service offers the best teaching of the Samoan language. Thank you. I'll show you another one. Probably. Probably show you another one. Yeah. Here we go. Okay. Let's do this also here. This is one of our students, but maybe hopefully you can hear him.
Talofa lava, a lot of ingoa o Mitchell, o kingofu I Australia. I've been doing this Samoan course now with Lonnie for about 6 months. Man, talofa lava, my Samoan has improved so much. Okay. Yeah, highly recommend this course to anyone really, but especially talofa lava, a lot of ingoa o Mitchell, o kingofu I Australia. I've been doing this Samoan course now with Lonnie for about 6 months. Man, my Samoan has improved so much. Yeah, highly recommend this course to anyone really, but especially for those who lost the language when they were younger. This 21 days challenge it's really a good way to get back into speaking around your friends and family and to impress the loved ones. Even to people who just want to learn Samoan, I would highly recommend. There's not really any other opportunity to learn Samoan online anywhere else, like as effective as what this is. So yeah, I just want to encourage anyone who's been thinking about it, thinking about relearning or just learning it in general to just give it a go. Lonnie's a very good teacher, he's very encouraging, and yeah, you won't regret it. Fa.
Okay, there's Mitch, one of our other students. I'm sure you've got another one too. Maybe. Okay, where's another one? Maybe another would be one more. Okay, everyone more. Here we go. Go with Josh. Okay, so there's another second testimony by Josh. Listen to him.
Talofa lava, susumai, o lo'u enoa o Joshua. Yeah, hi. My name's Josh, and earlier this year I decided that I needed to chase my the speaking of my language. I've chased my heritage for a while now. Never learnt it as a kid. Never taught it as a kid. So I've always craved it. It was sort of one of the things that just I held on to throughout life. I even chose not to learn Māori growing up in New Zealand, not to learn Māori because I was going to learn Samoan first. And 46 now, just starting to speak Samoan. Earlier this year, I started with the 21-day challenge hosted by the Vasinga Lonnie. I probably just got that wrong in Vasinga's class, but anyway, by Lonnie there, and I'm very appreciative too because it was an awesome course. I was driven every day to look forward to my lesson.
Okay, I think you got it. We've got a lot of testimonials there. So again, just want to say to you all, thank you for joining us. Don't forget, this offer closes in the next 24 hours. That's the one that we're talking about. So because you get free, right? And only for $379. this and jump on that, because we will show you how to speak Samoan once and for all. The best present you could give yourself or someone is their language. And it's not just giving them a present or yourself a gift, right? But it's also you passing it on to your kids and them passing it on to their kids. Our vision at Secular Whaka Samoa is to see every overseas born to speak Samoan. That's our vision. With the help of God, it will be done. It's a big dream, but that's our vision there. God bless you all. May God bless you all. And we for the blessed week, and jump on that link. We'll throw the link down there. Jump on that, pay for the next 24 hours. You'll get a whole year's intermediate classes for free. So 70% discount, people. This is the only time. So next time you jump on, it's going to be 1,197. So jump on. Because a lot of people buy it for that much. Turkey, don't forget, it closes